Welcome back to Friday Facts number 413. Gleba? Let's go with Gleba. We're with my good friend, Glebby Mojo. How you doing, mate?
Hello.
Exactly. This is the planet I've been waiting for. We're going to find out about a new planet. This is the biological planet, which I want there to be friends. I want there to be friends that I can talk to, preferably with fast moving projectiles. Yes.
With a flamethrower and a chainsaw?
Oh, Factorio chainsaw? No.
I mean, as soon as you start talking about, blush type planets, you immediately think of Riftbreaker and just, doing science on the planet with a big chainsaw and flamethrower.
Yeah, this is true.
And a laser sword.
This is true. Especially after I just watched, what was the movie? Atlas, I think it was. That they're running through an alien planet during that with swords and stuff that chop down vegetation. And I'm like, oh God, that reminds me of Riftbreaker. Yeah, 100%. I guess they watched the game to get the concept for the robots in the movie. Yep. I'll ruin the storyline for everybody. AI goes bad. Big surprise. Okay. So
I don't think you ruined much of a storyline there.
No, I didn't.
It's not like that's ever been done before.
Funny thing is, I was still about 8 minutes away from finishing it because I started the stream. All right, so new planet. So we have Albert telling us about how to make a new planet. So making a new world in Factorio is relatively easy in air quotes. Just create a new set of tile sets for the ground, add some models of trees, create a bunch of new decorations, some decals, optional, new skin for the cliffs, also optional, and bam, you get a brand new planet. Well, to be fair, you also have to play with the terrain generation noise, autoplays algorithms, experiment with proper LUTs, and adding some new shaders wouldn't hurt either if you want to succeed. Also, you should make Arendelle make sure that your new plants, your new decals and other things actually show up in the
That's important.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
I was going to say, that's spam how Alien Biomes works.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but there's a lot of tile sets.
There is.
And there's some rules for them, so they sort of appear together, which is your terrain generation noise. Yeah.
It has the rule. I've always found Alien Biomes, it's a good mod. It's good to add diversity, but it's a bit like mechanically derived diversity.
Also, you have to like rocks.
That too, yes.
Really have to like rocks. Yeah. So, the problem with making it from the simplistic perspective is the danger of falling into superficial automation. So probably all... Automism. There we go. I had it right the first time. So probably all your planets end up looking like the same with just different colors. Gleba is one of the planets that has all the things needed to make a Narvis-like planet in Factorio, but it's still different on many other levels. What makes Gleba very special, at least to me, is how we twisted the core concept of the planet and pushed the necessary elements in a specific way to make it more unique. Before having its final name, Gleba was internally called Biological Planet. Yes, friends.
Yeah,
friends.
Which we sort of knew from previous leaks.
Yes. And an obvious direction that would be a planet looking like a jungle. This would be fine for a new biome in Narvis, but for an exotic planet never explored and full of life more than ever, this time we needed something more alien-looking, with not too many cliches in it. Extravagant, and if possible, playing with new color palettes. But also some link in reality to Narvis, and it also needs to look very different from Narvis. Okay, so we started thinking about the...
So you want Narvis, but you want it to not look like Narvis.
It has to be like Narvis's distant cousin. Like, you can see the resemblance in the face a little bit, but not quite. You know, not sibling close, just like second cousins or something, you know.
It's like the cousin, but not the crazy cousin.
It's the cousin that's far enough away that you can't probably marry them, except in some states in the US. Okay, as we continue. So we started thinking about the microcosms. June, thank you for the raid. That shouldn't have come up. So we started thinking about the microcosms of the word Lynch and Fuggy and allergies under the sea. Something exists in our reality, which is believable already, but has the requirements mentioned above. And then we get into a video. Now, the video we're going to skip through. Recommend if you want to see more, we're going to get some stills in a minute, and you're going to be able to have a look at them. But the video starts off very dark, which thankfully it doesn't stay dark. but I do imagine nights on this planet are probably going to be a little bit darker than what we're used to on Narvis, which, as a content creator, I'm thrilled about. Absolutely thrilled about.
Yay.
Yep.
And just generally straining your eyes
Yep.
on a night cycle.
Yep. Also, should point out very, very quickly, we have rain,
Yes.
which is new to Factorio. Very, very, very new to Factorio.
You should also note that, and it is pointed out that this is part of the new soundtrack. This is the soundtrack that will be for this planet.
Yes. It's not quite fully mastered yet, but it's on its way. So we get a dark, stony-looking area, then a green, very, very green, marshy area with a whole lot of water that you're going to be walking through. Factorio, it's in the tutorial. In the tutorial, you have green water, no, blue, shallow waters. There's 2 different shallow water tile sets that the character can walk through and biters can walk through, but you can't build on. So I'm expecting
Shallow
this
water hype.
Yeah, this
Finally
shallow water, which will finally be the base game, not just in a one-off tutorial map, we'll actually be able to, see in the game. Also, goopy water. Yeah, somebody sneezed right there. But we work our way into a slightly more stony area. What?
Not confirmed.
And then
You
I
had an accident with your light oil.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah. And then we work into what did you call these, Mojo?
The fungal chubs.
Sure. Mojo's orange chubs. Yep. And yellow. Cool. And then
This is where I start to get the Rift Breaker vibes from.
Yeah.
Yellow ones and some of the terrain just coming into view.
Yep, we can see stone. We have stone. Also, there's coal around cliffs earlier, and we're now going to have some coal around cliffs again.
Oh, it's not coal. You should specify.
It's not coal? I think it is
It
coal.
looks like coal, but it doesn't appear to actually be coal. I think it's part of the ground.
Sort of hoping it's coal. Like, it's useless to try and automatically mine. But yes, we work our way through a plateau with Mojo's shrooms. Yep. And then we zoom out. And this is the important part. Nope. Back a couple of frames.
You're one
Yep.
step closer to something very important, finally.
Yep, very, very important. So we have a plateau. We still have the transitions, I guess you could call them, in Factorio, which are a little bit harsh, but, maybe they'll be improved. Probably not, but maybe they'll be improved.
It's like an unnatural zoom level that they're at right there.
Oh, it is. This is more than you
Probably
can...
not helping the visuals.
Yeah, probably.
I do like how the cliffs are a lot softer too.
Yeah, the
They
cliffs...
don't have the harsh rock face.
The cliffs have the
started.
new softer one that they made up for the last planet, the oil planet, the lightning planet. I can't remember the name of the planet. Don't even remember it yet. The Space Age DLC is not out yet. But as we zoom out a little bit, that's the one. We have copper. We also have red dots. Red dots are very important. Nope. Video back. I want the last frames. Okay. We have red dots. Red dots are friends. We have friends here. We have friends here. We have friends over here. And we have friends here. I cannot wait to say hi to our friends.
Lots of friendos.
Yes, I like friends. We can also see that, yes, earlier on we saw stone, definitely. We have copper. It's been confirmed that there were a couple of patches of iron that were deleted to do this cinematic. So we have iron on this planet. I'm expecting that we're going to have all the same resources we have on Narvis on this planet. But also...
You can actually see a little bit of copy-paste in the top left, or top right with the cliffs. It's the same thing twice.
Yes. Okay. Also, way more important than that, we have pink. Pink is normally oil. So I'm expecting an awful lot of oil. At least close to home.
Like a bomb.
I don't know. I think it might just be a placeholder for the terrain. I can't help but notice that on the bottom right, where the explored area cuts off, it slices the pink. Where the the lit radar area transitions.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It just slices off the pink.
Oh. I wonder if that's because they manually did something and then regenerated this part. Because, like, this is not normal.
Possibly.
This
This
is...
this map is hand created according to the auto place. I mean, if you actually look at the far right biters, they're in the middle of the water. So either they're water biters or they
I,
were,
I fully
or they're
support
just
water
floating in the water.
biters. Okay? I fully support
It's
water
entirely
biters.
possible that there are water biters.
I want to see water biters. I want to see flying biters. I want to get to a point where building walls...
Gas biters.
Gas biters? Gas biters?
Remember we saw the gas biter, the Overlord biter from
The floaty biter.
2 years ago?
The floaty
Or
biter.
something? Yeah.
The floaty biter I have saved in a different tab. The tentacle floaty biter. Yes, the tentacle floaty biter. I haven't forgotten the tentacle floaty biter. I want to see floating biters. I want to see swimming biters. I want to see a point you get into Factorio where just building walls and using water as a natural defense is no longer logical. Like this map, water is not going to be a logical defense because you can't build on it, but you can walk on it, which means biters can walk on it.
What's also interesting is that there's blue water over where the water biters are, but we haven't actually, in the cinematic, we don't actually see any blue water. We only see that green water. That sort of lower marsh.
Yes.
So we're actually so we're seeing a lot of that sort of specific terrain, but there's a lot that hasn't been seen yet.
Yes, which brings us on to
the red and teal.
So the video
Maroon.
made effort to show exactly what we have in mind for look and feel of Gleba. Plan still in work in progress. Better show it now because we need to keep showing elements of Gleba in future posts. Map was handmade, but it's a realistic vision of the autoplace algorithm and map generation. The trees used are concept art used as placeholders. The cliffs are also placeholders. Some tile sets will get tweaked to integrate them better. Some doodads will be added and modified. Color grading is more or less missing.
Yep.
And the rain shader on the foreground will be tweaked. The planet's full of life more than ever, and it looks very static, but we're planning on adding some more animated things to really bring the life to the experience. And overall, we're avoiding to show on purpose the red area of the planet. Look at the map during the last few frames of the video, where all the friends are, or at least a good bunch of friends are. That's still too early to show. This video would be 55% worse or more if Peter wouldn't have composed and recorded the soundtrack for Gleba. You do remember Peter from Friday Facts number 406. The track is not entirely as a sound during the game, but he finishes the remix of the track to make them flow perfectly fine for the gameplay requirements. And now we get our galactic tour from good old Arendelle. So Arendelle.
Before we go on to that, just one note on the music. Did you get a feeling of Oxygen Not Included?
I did.
It is very strong, isn't it?
I did. It
is also really good. But yeah, it's very very different from
everything else
current
Factorio
music.
Yep.
And it's a nice change.
Yeah. Look, my robot's already pretty dumb. I don't know if they can be as dumb as a dupe, but there's hope for them. Maybe. Yep.
Maybe the biters will be like dupes.
Actually, I've seen plenty of biters that are dupes. 100%. They all look the same, and there are definitely ones I've seen go and take it out and fight it out with a rock because they couldn't walk around the rock.
Or the biters will be dupes. There you go. That's the real plot twist there.
Okay. Be careful when you print your next one. All right. So, Arendelle says, your descent ends at unsettling splash. Fortunately, you're not sinking. The noises of your landing pod spool down and fade into the sound of smoothing rain. The hatch opens to reveal a green, swampy landscape. Shrouded in light mist, the air is thick and humid, carrying the muffled cries of unseen animals from far away. You leave your pod and wade through the shallow, murky, turquoise water. There is so much vegetarian and detritus. No, got it wrong. Detritus. There we go. Floating on the surface, it's difficult to see the bottom, even though in most places belly up to your knee. It almost feels like whatever is below the surface is squirming under you. There are going to be so many friends.
So many friends.
Strange.
So many potentially neutral or scared of you friends.
Well, possibly.
This is where the Rift Breaker stuff comes in again, where you have all the neutral friends that, as you're running around, you're squishing on to get science out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the equivalent of bunny rabbits. the equivalent of bunny rabbits, like, running out of the forest or whatever as you wade through and build a factory. I don't know how I feel
As
about
you're
it.
burning down the forest.
Yeah, that too. Strange fungi grow out of the water, snaking and undulating as they rise like malformed trees. Hair-like tendrils drop down from the ends of the slender branches, grasping with sticky mucus as you try to make your way beneath them. So it's gross. It's a gross planet. It needs to be cleansed with fire. That's what I'm hearing. You climb the shore, and although you're out of the water, this can hardly be called dry land. The wet, rubbery ground squelches beneath you like olive blubber. The landscape is covered by a tangled network of root-like mycelia and thick mats of various coloured lichen. Yep. The complex interweaving carpet is home to all manner of tiny animals that skitter inside to avoid your gaze, presumably most insects and amphibians that chirp and hiss to signal the annoyance as you step nearby. The area is dominated by fungal caps that catch the rain and strew their own little ecosystems. Many of them are smaller than a hand, but large of them are huge funnel trunks and bark-like material. Their structure riddled with holes infested with small pink wormy things. This is where the worms came from. The occasional slime mold blankets a large area of the terrain with a sticky yellow slime. Its surface is dotted with occasional balloons of gas. So this is meant to be gas. This yellow stuff.
Ah.
It looks like somebody sneezed on the map. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate the sneeze. It seems very, very fitting that we have a touch of the flu and just a yeah. It goes with the rest of the mucus of the planet.
Pustules.
Yes, definitely. So the surface starts to firm up as you make your way out of lowlands, becoming more like a spongy bark. The vegetation shapes of this area are more wispy and fragile. Desaturated shades of green and teal give the region a beautiful ghostly appearance. Towering stalks of lichen fall out of the tops of a translucent umbrella, always splitting into 5 branches before setting down tough, stringy fronds, which is a lot of description for a tree.
A fungal tree or a mossy tree or licheny tree, really, as it says.
It's a lot of description for a tree. It's a tree I'm going to chop down. I'm probably going to get wood. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to get wood on this particular planet, but I'm also willing to bet that if I add a flamethrower, it works just as well as it does on any other planet. Yes. Now, we should also mention that it sounds like the first area we mentioned, no building. It's going to be too wet. All right?
Yeah, just like the previous planet.
Yes. It sounds like the second area, you may have some building area, but probably not a lot. I'm willing to bet the mucus like swamp gas is probably not buildable. There's probably going to be other parts that are not buildable. This is the point where I'm starting to feel like a majority of the area is going to be a buildable land. Like, we can still see there's some bluish water right here. So
Makes me think it could be like you can't build until you concrete kind of arrangement.
Yeah, maybe.
It feels like.
I'm willing to bet.
Ironically, is another rift breaker thing. The swamp lands, you have to concrete it so you can build on it.
That's true. Otherwise, they take damage.
Yeah, same with the desert world. You need the concrete to stabilize the sand.
Yeah.
I want to play Rift Breaker now.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
It is a good game.
I'm wondering if
getting
it's
a DLC soon.
Another one?
Yeah, another one.
I'm wondering if the concrete gives you more buildable area. Like, if there's different, like, you need to have different layers of, different hardnesses of concrete. So bricks will get you so far, concrete will get you a little bit further. Refined concrete opens up just about all the areas. If it's got that sort of scale in it, so different tile sets become buildable after. Different tile sets can have different surfaces put on them. Does that make sense?
Sure, I'll just say yes.
So, like, this water you can't put concrete on.
Yeah.
But maybe you can put refined concrete on it and it just disappears.
Or landfill.
Maybe not even landfill, but I would assume landfill. But maybe mustard, swamp gas, sneeze can only be concreted over with refined concrete. So you need to have refined concrete to cement that area in so then you can build on it. Whereas if you've got bricks will just go around it. I wonder if they've gone to that sort of detail.
Maybe.
Because it does definitely sound like, from what we've seen so far, it definitely sounds like this planet building area is going to be a challenge. Like the previous one,
Yeah.
Lightning was definitely a build area challenge, but they like sort
This
of
one is the swamps a challenge.
yeah. So going high still, the ground is drier. This area, the iridescent rain of the planet is reduced to a faint spitting. Groundwater is quickly absorbed into the pit of rock-like surface, making this the first place with solid footing. So this sounds like somewhere we can actually build properly.
So this would be like the first your first starting area on the planet.
Yeah. On closer inspection, the ground appears to be a giant merged mess of dark grey storm addo lights. There we go. Maybe close. It seems every part of this place is alive. So we had to look this up. Turns out we have them really common in Australia. They're based West Australia, the far side of Australia that nobody talks about,
and no one cares about.
It's hot all the time. And if you thought
it's unpleasant, it's full of sand.
Yeah, and if you thought it was a very, very long way, and in Australia had a lot of outback, Australia is where we keep all the outback. Like it's 3 hours between towns, driving at 110 kilometers per hour. It's very far away. So the storm adolites, yes, they're basically organisms that live in high saline water content that pick minerals up and basically turn into cement. So maybe this is where we get our cement from.
Yeah, bacterial concrete.
Bacterial byproduct to make cement to concrete the world. Yeah. Because these things just take sand and whatever they can find local to them and excrete something on them, and they basically turn into clumps of cement. So large towers of beige sponge reach out from the sky, filling the air and releasing spores into a gentle breeze. Vibrant yellow bulb-like creatures erupt from the pores near the top, almost like flowers blooming in the sun. It sounds like a gross planet still. On the other side of the hill, the landscape shifts to autumn hues. The lynching mats here are crusty orange. The ground is pierced by many thorny vines of dark fungal mycelium, which surround and guard their fruiting body, which sags on the ground like a large, soft, red grape. Gross. The largest mushrooms here have bulbous trunks that support a huge inflated spore sac. In many cases, new sacs grow on top of the previous growths in a precarious stack of balloons ready to rupture. I wonder if they rupture now.
They explode like the Fortuna slime molds.
I'm wondering, if you walk near them, do they go boom? Do you take damage? Okay, I'm expecting this to be a very hostile planet. Very, very hostile planet. The way forward leads towards lower ground once again, but here the swampy wetlands have more reds than greens. Delicate blankets of translucent pink lichen flop helplessly like seaweed on the shore. Their fan-like shape contorted into a mass of slippery wrinkles. The thick, squishy carpet of pink and red lichen bulges when stepped on. The paler area is almost translucent, revealing the root systems under the surface. Here, the root-like mycelium is looking more like tentacle-like and spongy. Hi to our friend! The area is infested with various size of tubular coral. They're eager to protrude above the water surface. The water-dwelling examples are more vibrant and the land versions more sickly. Along with the sound of rain, various animal calls have been your constant companions so far. Mysterious distant wails and cries once formed a background chatter, but now one of the sounds is noticeably closer. The source cannot be seen, but it abruptly breaks into a trumpeting scream. The small creatures lurking in lynching undergrowth suddenly go silent, and now there is a new sound. The sound of great waves crashing, followed by the earth shaking, stomp, 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 each louder than the last. And now I have to wait for the next Friday Facts.
Yes, assuming that they'll even do the enemies in the next one. Maybe they will.
They probably won't. They probably won't. They'll probably do something else. They'll probably do something else. Just to... What was it? Friday Facts 13. You guessed how we get down from the space platform?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my prediction for what they're going to do next week rather than biters. I'm still going to predict biters because I want to know, but yeah, I think there's a good chance we're going to get something else.
If it's anything to go by, like with previous worlds, we'll get a little bit more on the actual mechanics of the world. You know, like maybe we'll find out about the signature building of the world, like what this one will be, how it will interact with the technology. Maybe we'll learn about ores. That's generally what we find out about.
Whether we can build in the wet zones or the dry zones.
Yeah.
Now, this was the planet that was originally shown to look like Australia. It was like the
Yes.
world globe, and it had like Australia spot middle. I'm like, yeah, definitely the planet full of nature and things that want to kill me. This is going to be the biter world. Yeah, I'm glad I was right. Biter world.
Yeah, it was sort of what we expected. It was, I mean, originally it was going to be a jungle world, but it was always expected to be a more hostile world, a more actively hostile world.
Yeah, full of friends and dangerous things. And
The final bit as well. For some reason, it reminded me of the there's an enemy in Lethal Company called a Forest Keeper,
okay.
and it you can you can tell it's coming because of the louder stomping sound before it picks you up and eats you.
Oh, excellent. Well, we have a concept art from many Friday Facts ago. This is like 367. This is 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago. Which had a definite look like it was levitating tentacle monster that
With talons.
definitely has
tentacle and talon monster.
Yep.
Sack thing.
Definitely has dripping off the bottom. It's its very own version of gross. So it definitely sounds like it's going to fit in on this planet or our lightning planet. It could go on either. Okay, lightning planet.
I still think the mechanical enemies are the way to go for Fungola, the lightning planet.
Maybe like lightning planet could have some sort of mechanical enemy. I agree. You know, we did get the backstory that there was some race there that mined off the special resource we're looking for and then left, and therefore we're sorting through their trash to try and get what we can. So I could see some sort of mechanical enemy left over on that planet. I could also see Mr. Tentacle Guy being on this planet.
It's the most it was always the most believable to have Tentacle Boy on this planet.
Yeah, but I don't think Tentacle Boy goes stomp.
No, it's kind of doesn't really need to go stomp. But I wonder if there is something to be had for those biter bases that were in the middle of the water.
I don't know. So you're saying, see, this over here looks grey to me.
Possibly. It seems. It's hard to tell because it seems like
it's like
not
grey
shallow
here,
water, but the lighter blue water.
It's grey here. It's grey here. Like this looks like it could be water here. So therefore, this bit could be water, and they're on the shoreline. I don't know, but I like this one. He's probably in the water. If he's on his own private island or not, I've got no idea.
Definitely seems like it's at least some of it is in water.
I don't know.
There may or may not be anything to that because, as I say, there is a copy-paste error top right with the cliffs, and we also haven't seen what the pink is.
No, or what's in the red, or what's in the red area. Like the red area, we've already
the red.
We know something special in the red area. Probably friends.
Well, the red area, the maroon area and the maroon and salmon area we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
The pan doesn't show that.
Whoa.
I don't think the pink is oil because we already had an oil planet.
Yeah, but like, this could be the red. It's just a slither of it.
Potentially.
A slither of
the meatlands. For anyone wondering, if you hover over the last picture, it says entering the meatlands.
Entering the meatlands, yeah, which is not foreboding at all. It's easy to end up sneezing whilst crossing the lands at the spore areas due to the amount of spores liberated by the fleshy bloom puffs. Okay.
The mushroom chubs.
The spongy formations of the honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
A stinge
I didn't actually see that one.
from an ancient cluster at the top of the torrent. spreading spores in a ghostly fashion. Okie dokie. Gleba, slimy shore with funnel trunk, macro fungus. Okay, that actually sounds like a decent alt. Yep. Green swamp invaded by roots of various specimens of hairy club nubs.
That's a great word.
Okay. Might be my new
Just
favorite
call
word.
someone a hairy club nub.
Yep.
Are you a hairy club nub?
And funnily enough, the planet doesn't have an alt. Oh no, Gleba planet icon. Okay, it does. Okay, hairy club nubs. Yep, they might be my new favorite trees. I might save them on the next on the planet. Just so I can save them over and over. Look, we're definitely gonna have biters. We're definitely gonna have friends. Like I said,
Yeah.
I want to see flying biters. I want to see swimming biters. Okay, they're the two things I really want to see, and I really want to. Now we've read this, I really want to be like, because this is full of spores and this and that. Like, they're microorganisms. You cannot get rid of them, and we already know that you don't get into a space suit. You go into the pub where you're safe and it has oxygen and stuff. But that means once you're on this planet, you're going to have spores of who knows what all over your clothes, your suit, your shoes, your everything. And I want you to, when you go back to Narvis, to have, evolution continue and you can end up with flying biters and swimming biters and everything cross-contaminated back to Narvis. And then, friends show up on Narvis that fly over the water or swim through the water, and then you have to deal with them on the home planet as well. Because it's the close cousin planet. I could see a microorganism making things worse for the biters we have on the home planet. Yeah, I'm interested. I like the combat in Factorio. It's not top of line. It's not out there. It is definitely something you can automate.
It's more of a mechanical experience. It's actually interesting because combat starts off hard, then it gets easy and continues to be interesting, and then you sort of reach end game, and then it's not interesting again. So hopefully this will keep pushing away that sort of end game combat.
Look, I think you're going to be at a stage where when you're going multi-planet, you're going to be at a stage where all your walls on the homeworld, they're surrounded with lasers. You're going to have possibly artillery if you have the artillery technology unlocked. If it's unlocked at that stage of the game, up and running. Okay? Biters have become a non-issue. You're going to have the occasional attack, and they're just going to get wiped out by your walls. And if they do any damage, you've probably set up automated defenses, repairs, the whole works. So it's going to self-repair and self-fix itself. So the only thing you're going to have is if you go to different planets, they evolve and they do something you're not expecting. So if you've defended, around a lake and they can suddenly fly over the lake or swim across the lake, then you're going to suddenly end up with attacks that are going to suck. I guarantee they're going to suck the first time they happen, but they're going to surprise you. And we already know you have so much ability to remotely control things back at home from any other planet. So I'm assuming you've got spiders. If not, you've got a robot network. Just start putting down guns with request chests, inserters, power pole, and load ammo into them and dot them anywhere inside your robot range, and it'll hold it until you can get back and deal with it properly, or just do the whole lot remotely with spiders if you have spiders. I don't know where spiders sit in the tech tree. So I think it's something you could solve very quickly, and it would be a new thing that you have to deal with. Like if flying biters suddenly take less damage from lasers, so you have to use guns, or can only be shot down by rockets. Now we have rocket turrets. All right. It adds a twist to the combat endgame. Because, at that point it is endgame. You can have artillery to clear off all the bases and stuff, but you still get the occasional attacks. And if the occasional attacks happen to have flying biters that can only have decent damage dealt to them with rocket turrets, then so be it. You'll have to add some rocket turrets to your defense. So I'm hoping we get more. I'm hoping we get more biters. But I think
we'll see the biters next week, but we could be pleasantly surprised.
I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be pleasantly surprised if we don't see biters. I am going to be very disappointed.
I'm thinking we'll see the more of the mechanics of the world. As I say, that's usually what they follow up with.
I know, and they'll probably leave it cliffhanging for at least another.
Oh yeah.
We'll have Mechanics of the World, and then we'll have something unrelated. Like we mentioned a whole lot of unrelated things last week.
Yep.
Like
That's where the pod could come in.
yeah, the pod, how to get down from our space platforms. We already know where to rocket up. We've got no idea how to get down. We've got no idea how delivery of items gets down either. So we could fit that in and then come back to our stomp friend. Also, something I said, do you remember? I think I've mentioned this during a previous Friday Facts. Do you remember? It probably would have been maybe Command and Conquer, probably after Command and Conquer. But you had one of the large tanks that deployed, and then once it deployed, it shot higher range artillery.
StarCraft had the tank that did that.
Yes, okay, StarCraft, not Command and Conquer. I wonder if our stomp friend is that.
A deployable, a biter that deploys into a turret.
A biter that deploys into a giant worm with more range.
Siege tank, that's the one.
Siege tank, yeah, it was a siege tank. But something like that.
The name of it.
Something that, something different, something that we haven't seen before. Also, well, we currently have Behemoth.
Two had something like that.
We also have Behemoth biters that can already reach over 2 walls. So now I'm also curious, do we get better walls? Because currently the walls suck. Especially against Behemoths. Like, they mow through them if they're given half the chance. Organic walls and self-repair. Anyway, all right. I think that's it for this Friday Facts.
Yep, I think that's it.
Anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay.
That's it.
Well, we're going to call it here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in, next week's Friday Facts. All right, that's it. We're out. Bye.
Bye-bye.